Well, if you've spent any time browsing at the aisles at your local market, chances are you've noticed some new health food items that you might not be familiar with. We have too, and we wanted to get the lowdown on some of them. We've asked Amy Buckman from Amaranth Whole Foods Market to drop by with just a sample of some of the hottest trends in health foods. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Okay, well, tell us about Amaranth. You guys are relatively new in this area.
In this area, yes. We've been in Arbor Lake, up in the northwest corner of the city since 1995, and we've expanded into the southeast, and just recently right your neighbor down 4th Street.
Yeah, in the Beltline. Okay, so we sort of narrowed it down, or you've narrowed this down for us, because there's lots of things always happening in the world of health food. So take us through these trends. We're going to stop with Yakin Syrup, which I have never heard of.
This one here is Yakin Syrup. So it is a root vegetable, and it looks a lot like a sweet potato.
Right.
You can peel it and juice it, and then the juice is reduced down in a pot until it's thick like a molasses. Right. And it's really high in fructooligosaccharides, which are FOS for short, and those are the sugars that feed our good bacteria.
Okay, so what is this good for? What would you do with Yakin Syrup?
You can use it as a sweetener, as an alternative sweetener. It's low glycemic, which means that it is absorbed slowly into the blood sugar, into your blood, and doesn't spike your blood sugar. So you can just use it as an alternative to sugar in your coffee or your baking, or you can take a teaspoon of it with every meal, and it helps to balance blood sugars.
Aha, okay, Yakin Syrup. All right, next up we are moving on to some various elixirs that you've brought in.
Elixirs are really fun because you can make just about anything that you would find in a specialty coffee shop. You can kind of recreate, but in a really healthy manner. So what elixirs do, I made this decoction here. So a decoction is where you take a bunch of different herbs, maybe mushrooms and that kind of thing, and you boil them down and create a base that would be filled with a bunch of things you can expose your body to that you might not normally get. So these are all just different packages of different kinds of herbs and superfoods, and then you would make this boiling, make this hot, and you would blend it and make yourself almost like a hot smoothie, but you can use matcha and make like a matcha latte, or you could use this one here as a chai spice. You could make yourself a chai latte using coconut butter.
Do you have like a good guide for people to kind of find
We have a blog, and you can find it by going to our website, which is amaranthfoods.ca, and we have a few different recipes for making elixirs.
That's good, because sometimes inventing your own could be some trial and error.
Sometimes it's good.
Sometimes it's good,
sometimes you try again.
Yes, exactly. Moving on to hazelnut milk. Tell us about that. We've been hearing about almond milk for a long time now.
Yes, so I brought hazelnut milk. This is a roasted hazelnut milk. You know, you can make milk out of anything. So it's not that there's something special about hazelnut milk or something special about almond milk. It's that you can make milk out of nearly anything. Like you could make your own milk out of sunflower seeds. This is a buckwheat milk here.
Oh, wow.
And I brought a nut milk bag. So what you can do is soak your nuts and seeds, or some things don't need to be soaked, and you would just blend them up with water in a blender and then pour it through your nut milk bag and squeeze it out, and what comes out is white like milk. So you can even make it with lentils.
I had no idea. Awesome. Okay, and finally, oh no, not finally, we're moving on to something called Garcinia, Cambogia.
Yes.
What is that?
So this one isn't a food per se, but it comes from a food product. So you know the tamarind fruit that would be used in Thai cooking? So in the rind of the tamarind, there is an extract called hydroxycitric acid, and it has been found to increase serotonin levels, which can help with emotional eating. And it also may inhibit the enzyme that causes our body to store body fat.
Oh, wow.
So it can help some people in their weight management journeys.
Okay, and now last but not least, we're talking about ghee, which is clarified butter. What are the advantages of ghee?
Ghee's been around forever. It's not a new thing, but it has increased in popularity again. And what is nice about ghee is that it has a really high smoking point. So butter burns very easily, but when you make ghee, you take the protein, the casein, and the sugar, the lactose, out of the butter, and its smoking point rises considerably. So it's about 480 degrees Fahrenheit, the smoking point. So you can heat it quite high for stir frying and that kind of thing. It has a great flavor. When you take the casein out and the lactose out, most people who are allergic to dairy can tolerate ghee, so it's a way they can they can enjoy butter.
My mother has been doing it for many years.
Yeah, it's very easy to make
Yes.
yourself, and you can also buy it already made if
Yes,
you
that's probably
so
the way
need
that
it.
I would do it. So where can people find Amaranth?
So we're just down the street on 4th Street, right here in the Beltline, and we also have a store in Arbor Lake, up in the northwest, and out on 130th Avenue Southeast.
Time to check it out if you haven't already.
Thank
Links
you.
and information at breakfasttelevision.ca. And thanks to your little helpers this morning for coming in and getting up so early.